What's going on, my Capricorn collective? Welcome to your understory new moon reading. So the theme is the understory, which is the space beneath the tree canopy in the woods. And I thought, what better metaphor for what's going on than this, right? So just the richness of what's taking place in the understory and how much growth can take place there. All of the life, it's just teeming with life, but it's beneath the surface of the tree canopy, right? And we are certainly met with awe and wonder whenever we travel into the woods and hike there, because that's our eye level for us, right? So all of the magic of the woods for us takes place at that level. So it's really about taking a deep dive. So we're going to see where this takes us. I put together a specific spread just for this new moon. So yeah, let's dive right on in, shall we? Let us away. Okay, Spirit, what messages do you have for my Capricorns? Whoa. Okay, all of the messages. So power and volcanoes. I'll take those two. Power and volcanoes. Oh, I feel like there's like something. There's we have marine life, richness, and joy and music. There is something like a deep passion that's kind of like a well of passion right now for you. Let me move my cat's backpack. She's looking at me like, what are you doing with my stuff? Why are you touching my stuff? So cute. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I feel like you have more power than you know, but your power is your passion, right? Your passion is the song. That's how other people experience this richness with you and of you, right? So it's like this volcano. Yeah. But I'm seeing like slow moving magma. It's not the kind that's like explosive, that's destructive, right? This is more the kind that's slow moving, that creates worlds. Slow moving that creates worlds. So it's like, how are you stepping into that energy and how are you actualizing that, right? How are you actualizing it? Yeah. How are you actualizing it? And we have music and joy. Oh, it's coming up again. My goodness. I don't play. I mean, I play guitar ish. And I, the word Stradivarius kept coming up while I was on a hike the other day, and it's coming up again. So I don't know if that's of significance or relevance to you, Capricorn, Stradivarius. But anyways, it could be thinking 6 months in 6 month increments. So for you, Capricorn, thinking to the Leo full moon that was last around because of the full moon here. So just thinking about things thematically and what's happened in the past 6 months. What were you thinking about or working on, up to that last Leo full moon. Spirit, what messages do you have for my wonderful Capricorn? So we have a 9 of Pentacles, ripeness. So we have ripeness. Whoa. We also have 4 of Swords and the Lovers. Spirit, what messages do you have for my Capricorn collective for this new moon? So in this spread we have, oh, that's beautiful, King of Wands, Creator. This is such a, okay, I'm so excited for you, Capricorn. So we have this 9 of Pentacles, which is this beautiful, it's almost like this sort of volcanic energy, right? It's very, very fruitful. That's such a horrible joke. I can't, Spirit just like tried to dad joke through me. That's ridiculous. Wouldn't be the first time, but still. Okay. So we have on the inhale, this is things that we're taking in. So it's almost like taking in and taking stock of what's complete so that you can then move forward on what's new, right? Like this is, on the one hand, this is an ending, but it's a rich ending. It's an ending of richness with celebration, to like an intonation or a hue of celebration, 4 for 4 on the time. And then we also have the Four of Swords and the Lovers card. So to me, this is a bit about giving yourself a break and giving yourself a different perspective. This is also the Choice card, right? Now, what I see really interestingly about this is that intuitively speaking, the heart here reminds me a little bit of the fruit that is ripe. So it could be an aspect of yourself that you've needed to kind of give a bit of a break to get a new perspective so that you can make higher choices, right? This is also the exhale. So it's, I think it's also the times that you didn't prioritize and choose yourself where it would have made it difficult for you to choose another person, right? It would have made it really difficult to choose another person. And I think that's what's on going, like on the exhale. And then we have on the breeze, which is where, all the spores travel, and that's how new life gets formed in some ways in the understory. So this to me was like messages from spirit. So the creator, it's like this fire, this deeply passionate, but decisively so. You are your own best authority on your creative fire and what you want to do with it and where you want to go with it. But I feel like it's a time of, decisions and knowing how and where you want to direct your energy, knowing how and where you want to emplace, like what you want to emplace your energy within, right? And then in between each, I do bridging energy from the inhale to the exhale, and then the bridging energy from the exhale to what's being made on the breeze. Like what are you being told by spirit? Okay, so we have the Strength card. So that's the Leo. That's that Leo energy. I think you have to have a little more confidence in yourself, maybe. I don't take this to mean, low confidence at all, but I think it might be some uncharted territory in love or connections with others right now. But you have to have more confidence, because that's really how this sort of very ripe and rich inhale is going to give you that sense of confidence on the exhale, like that deep sigh, right? I'm getting this like deep sigh of like, that was like, I have this, I got this, I can do I have what it takes, I can do it, right? I have what it takes and I can do it. And then going from the Four of Swords and Lovers to the King of Wands here, Spirit, what message do you have for my Capricorns for this Leo full moon? And just kidding, new moon. Leo new moon. Four of Swords, yeah. I think it's about prioritizing a little bit of a break for yourself. This is just also, I'm hearing naps. Maybe you need to take a nap. I'm not very good at them because I feel like it ruins my sleep that night. But I feel a bit like this is maybe going a little easier on yourself, right? Because the Strength card is a fire energy. There's a lot of fire here, and this is, Leo season, so it's apropos of that, Capricorn. But I'm getting that there's a way that you're understanding how to use your energy, and you might just need some rest while you actualize that energy within you, as the King of Wands, right? That sort of, it's not that it takes a lot of energy to be, what Zane Intuitive Readings talks about as being the most passionate person in the room, right? That's how he describes it in his readings, and I love it. Like, you're the most passionate person in the room. It's not that it takes a ton of energy to do that, but it does take a degree of self-awareness, which has come from, and usually stems from, a sense of peace and calm that comes from giving yourself that rest. So don't be afraid to take that time for yourself right now, Capricorn, because it'll help to ground that fire, and that's kind of your jam, is taking it and taking that sort of like that passion that knows no bounds, and then emplacing it into a sort of process and structure that allows it to thrive, that keeps it going, that feeds it, that fuels it, right? That can make it last for the long haul. Spirit, what messages do you have for Capricorn for this Leo new moon, please? Capricorn energy. 8 of Cups. Five of Wands. Devil, that's you. Oh, two. And we have Leo, so we have Strength again, and we have the Six of Wands. So I feel like whatever it is that you're working on that you might be doubting, you have more power than you understand here, Capricorn. So you truly do have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. Oh my goodness. There was something you had to walk away from, though, and I think that that's what's drawing this 9 upwards into and towards a 10. So it's kind of pulling you through. This is the 8 of Cups, so it's not a pentacle. It's true, but I feel like there might have been some degree of struggle, or I'm getting this aspect of frustration because maybe there was a competitive environment that you were in and about that kind of left you feeling like you had no options left with this eight of cups. Like, I get the impression that, you had no option other than to choose yourself. And maybe that's where, in choosing yourself, you're stepping into your power, but you're a little bit uncertain about it, right? You're a little bit uncertain. And that's where this rest is coming into play, because it's allowing you to go from that uncertainty and to see the uncertainty for what it is. It's a lack of information, 11 on the time. It just means that you don't have all the information yet. That's kind of what imposter syndrome is too, right? You don't get rid of imposter syndrome by hoping. You get rid of imposter syndrome sometimes by doing the work and doing the work to build up your confidence. But there's also an aspect of that I learned when I had a residency in an art gallery last year, and it was brilliant. And one of the things that I learned is that even the mentors were, freaking out inside at different points. And the point isn't to get it perfect. The point is to show up authentically and to be willing to learn, because that learning process is where you begin to realize that you belong in the room, right? And it's that sense of, it's almost like a sense of internal justice, right? It wouldn't shock me if that came out, but that's where it's allowing you to step into your power more. And this isn't, you might have strong Leo placements, for it to show up twice, but this really is about your confidence. And the Six of Wands is that sort of, it's almost like, I see it in this card, it's showing up as like the rainbow after the storm, but it's like this way that it doesn't just look successful. It feels like it to you. It feels like authentic success. It feels like you're overcoming, right? It's sort of like a triumph card. So, Spirit, what messages do you have for Capricorn, please, to clarify the Four of Swords and the Lovers card here? Whoa. So we have the Four of Cups and the Magician. You might have felt a little bit bored. The way I'm looking at it is like the Five of Cups kind of is the disappointment card, right? And it goes from this sort of celebration with the Three of Cups, a lot of creativity, heart-centered collaboration, into the Four, which is a little bit more of a protective energy and kind of a bored energy, right? Because you've gained some experience along the way. And then we go from the Five to the Six of Cups, right? So it's this progression through, and that's more what I'm feeling here, is this progression energy where, you're growing into something much more, there are opportunities here that you couldn't see before, because you were kind of, I want to say, not hoarding as in HOARD, but hoard as in HORDE. So there was there was this hoard that you were protecting, and because you felt like that was all that was possible. But the Magician card here, you're learning that there's more that's possible without your effort, right? Like, Spirit's like, thank you for your best efforts, but I've got this. Don't try to best me, because I can do so much more. And it's not like in a threatening way or anything like that, but it's like Spirit is saying, like, there's more available that you wouldn't have access to. So just let me be in the details. Let me do the heavy lifting so that you can enjoy the process, so that you can work your magic in the details that you can work your magic in, right? Because one leaves us bored because we're waiting. We're like, okay, where is it? 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 And then the other one, and that can be funny when it's like, when it's a kid, it's like, where is it? Okay, now what? Now what? Now what? Right? But then this Magician card is you stepping into your power It's stepping into your power, Capricorn, and being like, wait a second, I have way more at my disposal than I thought. I have way more than I'm capable of. And instead of, protecting these four little cups, you've got the entire suit in each of these aspects of it at your disposal, right? So you don't have just four cups, you have like 10 of them. You don't just have, four swords, you have all of them, right? And not in the 10 of swords like blah way, but like you have all of it. Like there's so much that's possible in this magician card, right? Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective for Capricorn for this new moon? Lovers. Oh, okay. And the Knight of Cups. Okay, and the wheel was on the bottom. Yeah, there's a lot that you just can't see right now. You really just can't see right now. Could be strong Gemini energy. This could also just be having a bit of a way with words. Like this can be sort of flirtatious energies. You could be in a kind of flirting with life a little bit right now, flirting with possibilities, and not in a way that's like taking anything away. It's like it's something I say that because it's like flirtatious energy can be non-committal, right? That's what has annoyed me about it in the past, but it's like it can be a bit non-committal, because it stays in that flirtatious energy, and that's fun, but then what, right? It's like moving it into something bigger, and that's where the wheel is here, which leaves me feeling a bit better about this for you, Capricorn, because it's not that the wheel doesn't just it doesn't represent commitment at the outset. It represents an expansion, and that expansion can't really happen unless you're committed to a specific direction. And sometimes the direction isn't a specific path. Sometimes the direction is just knowing how you want to feel, because you've taken in all of the options, and you have a way of because you chose to wear your heart on your sleeve with this Lovers card, the choice. The Lovers card showed up here again, right? It makes it easier for you to be receptive to Spirit when it really plays a hand in something amazing happening, right? It could be very well, could be relationship energy with the Lovers card showing up twice. There's a lot of, so the fact that there's duplicates of this energy, it's almost like an emphasis that it's like what you think, it's like what's going on internally is also meeting you in the external. So there's a way that these are like two energies coming together and meeting, not in the middle, but like meeting you where you are. And it's kind of like mirroring back to you, right? Like it's life mirroring back to you a little bit. So we have this King of Wands. Spirit, what messages do you have on this King of Wands energy, please? Messages on the King of Wands. So we have the Page of Wands and the Star. Don't discount little ideas that you have. Things that might seem like a small idea because you're like, oh, I'm just new to this. It's, I don't know. Don't question those ideas because they're really powerful for you right now, Capricorn. They're powerful and quite important. Not in just a healing capacity, but I feel like they're giving you a sense of hope. And maybe that's the hope. The hope might be what has gotten you to this point. So I feel like Spirit might be speaking through things like hope. Spirit might be thinking through things like wishful thinking or creative endeavors that make you feel a sense of hope again. Or it could have been those things in the past. We also have the Ten of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I'm really getting here, Capricorn, that you're not just coming into your own. It's not just coming into your own. I feel like you were into your own, but you doubted it a little bit because you were needing rest. But I'm feeling like when you're in your power here in this Devil card, I don't see it as a devil, that energy. I see it as more you in your power. I feel like there's not a whole lot that you can't do. But there's this way that if you're not giving your mind a rest and giving your mind a break, you won't be able to see it quite the same. You won't be able to see it quite the same. Yeah. That's the Seven of Wands. And that's where it's like, this is kind of a defensive energy where it's like, you have to allow yourself to see the most important thing, the one thing. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. The One Thing, right? You have to allow yourself the ability to see this, to see that, to see your own power here, to see that everything is coming together. But again, this rest is so damn loud. It's so loud. I mean, like, making entire worlds is exhausting. So, Capricorn, you're so good at what you do. You're so good at what you do. Right? But yeah, let me pull one more here. Justice. There it is. Didn't I? It's almost like a sense of internal justice. Yeah. It's like a sense of, like, you're giving yourself that sense of justice. But again, I don't know why the rest is almost, it feels like it's so loud that it's overtaking the rest of the reading, and it's making this quite long. But and rest is, it can be meditation. It can be doing something that gives your mind a break. It can be sleep, literal sleep, right? Like, I have this, like, it's like CBN and CBD oil that I picked up today. And people might be like, oh my God, that's like cannabis. Yes, it is. It's legal in Ontario, and it's CBD and CBN, which is, CBN is, helpful for sleep, and CBD oil helps with inflammation. And I've used it before and I ran out, so I need to go get some. But this is not the page to clutch your pearls, friends. But yeah, so, it's doing things like that to take care of yourself right now, Capricorn. And making sure that you're doing things that are not, like, for example, I started taking a supplement, fermented L-glutamine. For my Canadians, it's available at vitasave.ca. But, and I recommend first checking with your doctor. Don't just, like, be like, that sounds like a good thing. But it's also understanding that particular amino, compound, whatever, it can mean that you have a permeable gut. So it's like making sure that you're taking a look at the long-term things that might be a thing, right? And it's also, it helps with inflammation, and it's good for you all around. But it's like understanding the long-term effects and causes of things too, so that you're not just taking something to slap a Band-Aid on it, right? You're actually incorporating something into a health routine that isn't just helpful for you, but that builds a foundation for everything else. That's what this can also represent to me, right? That's what this also represents, because it's the integration of practices, right? You're not waiting for someone to save you, which is the traditional meaning of this card, right? This was where somebody was in a coma and they were waiting for someone to come get them. And, like, it's like you're taking actions and you're taking baby steps, right? I'll have to let you know in other readings how the CBN oil goes. I've been looking at that and CBG, and I was trying to figure out which one after doing a ton of research and, any interactions with testosterone and whatever. But nonetheless, it's like looking at those supplements, Capricorn, for what they're worth to you and what feels comfortable for you. Again, I'm not a doctor. I read tarot on YouTube, not a doctor. So yeah. But just, it's like these foundational pieces of health, because this ripeness, right? This ripeness isn't just about things coming to fruition for you. This is also about you being available, and I'm hearing ripe for the picking. Like, it's like you have to be, giving yourself, filling yourself up and giving yourself that strength. Because that is a way of caring for yourself that is confidence giving. It's life giving too. So maybe that was the bigger message here, Capricorn. But nonetheless, this is your new moon reading. So trust your instincts. Trust your instincts here. But the thing is that your instincts are probably going to come from giving yourself more of a break, going easier on yourself, being kinder to yourself, and giving yourself a little bit of a mental health day or a mental health break, my friends. So if this resonated, give it a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel if you are not already. But if you are, thank you so much for joining me. There are other ways you can connect with me on here, so do check that out. But if this is where we part, I hope that wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, it finds you very, very well, my Cappies. Take care.